What up, everybody? Welcome back to J-Fabe Wrestling. We are back with the 26th edition of Rebooking every WrestleMania. And this time we're going to look at WrestleMania 26. WrestleMania 26 took place on March 28th, 2010 in Glendale, Arizona. The venue was the University of Phoenix Stadium. Attendance was around 72,219. Buy rate, 885,000. And the tagline was "Get all fired up." And this was the card right here. So we got in the pre-show, Yoshitatsu wins a battle royal, 26-man battle royal. And then in the opener on the main show, we got the tag team champions Show Miz retaining their titles against John Morrison and R-Truth. Then we got Randy Orton defeating Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase in the Legacy Triple Threat match. Then we have Jack Swagger defeating Christian, Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Evan Bourne, Kane, Kofi Kingston, Matt Hardy, MVP, and Shelton Benjamin to win the Money in the Bank briefcase. Then we have Triple H defeating Sheamus, Rey Mysterio defeating CM Punk, and the stipulation was had Ray lost, he would have to join the Straight Edge Society. Bret Hart defeats Vince McMahon in a no-holds-barred lumberjack match by submission. Chris Jericho retains his World Heavyweight Championship against Edge. We have a 10-diva tag match. We have Alicia Fox, Layla, Maurice, Michelle McCool, and Vicky Guerrero defeating Beth Phoenix, Eve Torres, Gail Kim, Kelly Kelly, and Mickie James. And for the WWE Championship, John Cena defeated Batista to win the WWE Championship. And in the main event, no disqualification streak versus career, The Undertaker defeats Shawn Michaels, and Shawn Michaels is forced to retire. This was an okay show. Obviously, the main hype was Shawn versus Taker. The hype for this match was unreal. That video package was unreal. And just how they got to it was unreal, too, with Shawn, losing the Rumble in a heartbreaking fashion, just letting go of the ropes, and then he kind of snaps, starts super kicking referees and all that. And then obviously what happened at Elimination Chamber where Shawn cost the Undertaker the World Heavyweight Championship. So that was a great build. And this match, although not as good as WrestleMania 25, still a great match. Cena and Batista had a nice feud here. Batista was doing some great heel work here, talking about John Cena hugging babies and kissing fat girls. So this was like Hollywood Batista. Unfortunately, Batista left shortly after. So that was a really solid match. Jericho versus Edge was solid as well. Former tag team partners. And then Edge returns after Jericho calls him the weak link, and he says, I don't get injured, I just win championships. So that was pretty cool. Obviously, Bret and Vince, the hype there. Ray and CM Punk had a great build as well, with CM Punk singing "Happy Birthday" to Aaliyah. So you had a lot of really great builds for a lot of the matches here. But I just feel like, some of the matches here were a little bit underwhelming. Jericho versus Edge, it was good, but not great. John Cena versus Batista, it was okay. It was good, not great. Unfortunately, Bret and Vince went a little too long. And then Ray and CM Punk, they didn't go long enough, in my opinion, as well. So, but yeah, overall, it's a really solid WrestleMania, but I'm going to try and rebook it and see what I could do. So let's get into it right now. All right, the first match, we got the Women's Championship match here. We got Michelle McCool versus Mickie James versus Beth Phoenix versus Layla. Fatal 4-way match here. Simple build. Royal Rumble. Mickie James gets screwed by Layla. Elimination Chamber, Beth Phoenix gets screwed by Layla, so they're both, they want to get their hands on Michelle McCool and Layla. And they make it a fatal 4-way. And then there's also some suspense if will Layla, turn on Michelle McCool here. And also, Michelle McCool's kind of worried that if Layla gets pinned, she'll lose her championship. And yeah, I think it'll be a good match. I would have Mickie James get the win here. And I don't do the whole Piggy James stuff. Yeah. That's not here. So, yeah, just fun match. Mickie James gets to win on Layla. to win the Women's Championship. All right, next up we got the Money in the Bank ladder match. I expanded it to 10 people. Why not get all these people on the card? So we got MVP, Mark Henry, The Miz, Shelton Benjamin, Evan Bourne, Matt Hardy, R-Truth, Kane, Dolph Ziggler, and Jack Swagger. So yeah, you got some good talent here. Shelton Benjamin, Evan Bourne. They could do some high-flying stuff. You got R-Truth, Dolph Ziggler, very athletic. MVP and Jack Swagger. And then you got a couple big men, Mark Henry and Kane. And also you got the OG Matt Hardy here. So, I think it'll be a good match. I'd actually have Kane win here. I know he won in the Money in the Bank pay-per-view later on in the year, but this is where I'd have Kane win. And I'd actually have him cash in very soon. So, yeah. Not on this show, but he'll cash in like maybe the Smackdown after or something. So, we got the U.S. Championship match. We got William Regal versus Sheamus. So, have William Regal turn face here. And, Sheamus could be the new up-and-comer, and William Regal can talk about how, the young people don't got respect for people like me. I'm the one who paved the way for superstars like Sheamus, and, Sheamus can say, you didn't do nothing for me, and he could beat up William Regal here, even attack William Regal with the brass knuckles, so William Regal can be out for a bit, and then Sheamus can be fighting for like a number one contenders match to get into the Elimination Chamber. William Regal could screw him in that match, hit Sheamus with the brass knuckles. So yeah, just continue to build the feud here. And you got to give Sheamus the win. He's the new young superstar here. And obviously in my rebooking, Sheamus does not win the WWE Championship. He's just, billed as this new up-and-comer. And that's here to take some names. So, yeah. All right, next up we got the Intercontinental Championship match. We got John Morrison, the champion, versus Drew McIntyre. So I have Morrison coming in as the champ. I think Drew came in as the champ in real life, but yeah. We straight up, Drew says he's the chosen one, and his first quest is to win the Intercontinental Championship. John Morrison could talk about, how he grinded to get here. He went through tough enough, and he's not going to let no chosen one, take it that easy. And, yeah, I'd actually give Drew McIntyre the win here. At this time, he had a lot of potential, and I think, Vince is very behind him as well. So, yeah, I'd give Drew the win here. All right, next up, we got the Raw Tag Team Championships. I have Legacy versus the Hart Dynasty. So yeah, this can pay off. Obviously Bret and Vince, they're having their issues, so this would be a nice way for the Hart Dynasty to get a rub here to win the titles. Simple feud here, they're all part of wrestling families, but Legacy can brag about how their families were better, and the Hart Dynasty can talk about how, they were training, in the Hart Dungeon with their uncle for this moment, and he knows that Vince won't want them to win, but he's gonna prove Vince wrong, and he's gonna win it for Bret. They're gonna win it for Bret. So, yeah, I give the Hart Dynasty a win here. Nice feel good win, and yeah, on to the next one. We got Rey Mysterio versus CM Punk. If Rey Mysterio loses, he joins the Straight Edge Society. Just had the same build here. It was a very good match. Obviously, CM Punk singing "Happy Birthday" to Aaliyah was pretty iconic. And I'd just give them more time. Cut the match from Bret and Vince, which I'm gonna talk about a little bit later. But yeah, cut the time from Bret and Vince, and just give more to Rey Mysterio and CM Punk. Give them like 10, 12 minutes. I think this would be a great match. And they can continue to feud here. Rey Mysterio get the win. All right. Next up, we got what I was talking about before. The non-sanctioned match. Bret Hart versus Vince McMahon. Yeah. That moment when Bret Hart returned was pretty great. He got to make amends with Shawn Michaels, and it looked like he was going to make amends with Vince, and then Vince just kicked him right in the nuts. And yeah, the only thing I would change is not have the fake Bret injury, because it was pretty obvious, and it was really weird how like he just got hit by a car. So just straight up, Vince says, it's his ego. He says, I'm gonna screw Bret Hart one more time, one last time at WrestleMania. And Bret accepts the match here. And yeah, maybe just keep it a 5 minutes. Bret could hit him with a chair. And then just hit I'd actually have Austin be the special guest referee as well. I forgot to mention that. I'd have Austin as special guest ref because he has history with both these guys. Vince could try to run. Austin could hit Vince with a couple stunners, chair shot, sharpshooters. Hart family comes out celebration. It's a quick match here because obviously Bret couldn't really go. Still recovering from his stroke, I think. And yeah, Vince was, I believe, was this Vince's last match? It might have been his last match. So it was his last big program, I think. And this is just a perfect way to end the Vince McMahon in-ring character here. And yeah, again, I think if they just booked it a little bit differently, it would have been good. People saying maybe get it off the card, just how bad it is. But I just think, the storyline is there. The hype was there. And yeah, just the execution wasn't there in real life. But hopefully in my card, I'm going to try and fix those things. All right, next we got the Smackdown Tag Team Championship. We got Jeri Show versus Edge and Christian. So yeah, kind of playing off, the real feud obviously was Edge versus Jericho, but you can apply that here as well. Obviously Jericho and Edge were tag team champions. Edge gets hurt. Jericho chooses Big Show to replace him. And they have a nice little run here. And at the Grammys, Jericho could talk about, Edge, thanks Edge for getting injured, all that stuff. At the Rumble, I'd actually have Edge return, eliminate Jericho, but not win it. And yeah, and then during the next couple of weeks, Jericho's just beating down Edge, trying to re-injure him. And that's when Christian makes the save. Christian, he makes a save here. And yeah, they make the match. And yeah, Edge and Christian can say, we're real brothers. Jeri Show, they got too much of an ego. And Edge is talking about how, he couldn't wait to get his hands on Chris Jericho. And yeah, even Christian and Chris Jericho also have a little bit of history here as well. So, they can talk about that. Even Edge and Big Show actually with the Vicky Guerrero stuff. So, yeah, be good stuff here. And Edge and Christian win the Tag Team Championship. Should be a nice, good match here. All right. Now we're in the 3 big matches here. Next up, John Cena versus Batista. This is just a straight-up match here. You can have the same build where Batista's talking about, they chose John Cena as a guy and not him. And that really bothered him. Talking about how John Cena was, like I said before, kissing babies and hugging fat girls. That's a funny line. This is Batista's best work here. And he says, he wants to prove once and for all that he's better than John Cena. He beat John Cena at SummerSlam, and he knows that, he could beat John Cena, but he can also injure John Cena. Maybe the go-home show, you could even have the same spot where Cena tries to jump onto Batista. He hits him with the powerbomb. It looks like Cena's hurt. And then, yeah, Cena, again, he can do his same promos, talking about how, he never complained, he never quit, he's just here doing his job. The only reason, John Cena's the man, Batista's not, is because I outwork Batista, I work any other superstar here, so you can talk about that. Yeah, and just like in real life, they had a nice solid match. I think they would have maybe give them a little bit more time. I think 15 minutes, good enough here. Cena finally gets the win on Batista here. All right. Now we're down to the 2 title matches here for the WWE Championship. Randy Orton versus Kofi Kingston. Yes. Everyone's talking about Kofi Mania. This should have happened to me in 2010 after 2009. How hot Kofi was, after becoming the sole survivor at Survivor Series. I wouldn't have, I know they fought at TLC. I wouldn't have that. I'd have Kofi, do something else. Maybe he could fight Legacy with a partner, of his choice. And, Kofi says, he's going to enter the Royal Rumble. And he's going to, try to win it. He can eliminate Legacy. And then from behind, Randy could eliminate Kofi. Randy's the champion, but he just doesn't want to face Kofi because he knows Kofi has his number. And then at the Elimination Chamber, Kofi can win it. He can straight up win it, and that's the build here. I would save the big boom drop spot for the go home show here. You could do some other same things where Kofi's like ruining Randy's car and all that stuff. Kofi could have matches with DiBiase and Cody Rhodes. Randy could even challenge Kofi to have them face them in a handicap match, stuff like that to get Kofi some sympathy here. And I'd give Kofi Kingston the win. The problem with the mid, like the 2010s era is like all the stars they had, they didn't really capitalize on. Dolph Ziggler, Jack Swagger, Kofi Kingston, like they didn't really go all in with all these guys. They still relied on John Cena, So I think this is just a great spot to create a new star. Kofi was over, and I think he deserved the win here. I think it'll be a very good match. And he gets his win, was it 9 years before. So, and you make a new star. This is how you make a star, Big win at WrestleMania. Kofi be bulletproof. All right, now we're here. The main event of the evening, the World Heavyweight Championship. I got Triple H. Yes, Triple H as World Heavyweight Champion versus The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. Title versus streak versus career. So, Undertaker's obviously champion coming in at the Royal Rumble. It's down to Triple H and Shawn Michaels. And I had actually ended in a draw. It'd be a draw. But I guess if you did have to pick a winner, I'd pick Triple H. But I would like to end it in a draw. And Triple H says, you know what? I know how bad you want The Undertaker. I'll take my shot at No Way Out. So you can face him at WrestleMania. And Shawn's like, I appreciate that, And then during the match, Shawn's trying to help Triple H. Triple H actually tells him, don't come out. I don't need your help. But you know what Shawn does? He comes out and he actually screws The Undertaker. So Triple H wins. He can switch in music, The Undertaker, while Triple H is down. So Triple H is actually unaware of this. He hits the pedigree 1, 2, 3. And he's celebrating. And then he sees Shawn Michaels and he gets mad. He's like, why'd you interfere? And while they're arguing, Undertaker sits up, chokeslams both of them, and hits both of them with a tombstone. So the next night on Raw, Shawn is like, it's me and you, Taker. It's me and you at WrestleMania. Triple H can come out and say, he says, Shawn, I didn't need your help. I know I could beat The Undertaker. And then The Undertaker come out and say, I want my title back. And Shawn, if you want me again at WrestleMania, put your career on the line. Streak versus title versus career. And they accept. And, the upcoming weeks, obviously, DX is like talking about trying to work together to eliminate The Undertaker. And Triple H is starting to get hesitant, thinking about, he's the one who could retire Shawn Michaels and also defeat The Undertaker. yeah, so there's obviously tension between DX, Triple H saying he could get the job done, Sean saying, he just needs one more shot and you're in the picture, but he says, even if I pin you, Hunter, that means I beat the Undertaker too. So, and Undertaker again, he's here for revenge here. And yeah, this will be a really good match. I try to switch it up, because I feel like Taker versus Sean was kind of predictable. Here, you never know what's gonna happen here, because Triple H, imagine him ending the streak and then retiring his friend, definitely a possibility. Or even Sean, maybe him getting the pin on Triple H, and then keep it Undertaker strong. Obviously, the streak is a big factor here, though. So yeah, Undertaker would get the win here. I'd have Undertaker actually, get Triple H out of the ring, give him a last ride so he's out of the equation. And then it's him and Sean, and they could have that same ending where Sean slaps him. Undertaker gives him the super tombstone. 1-2, Triple H makes the save just a second late, so he couldn't even save his best friend's career. And then after the match, they could all embrace, kind of like WrestleMania 28, end of an era here. And Taker, Triple H leave the ring, give Sean his moment. And yeah, that's the card, guys. So yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think. Comparing my card, I just think, I made a star in Kofi Kingston. I added a little bit more intrigue to Taker Sean, because it was pretty predictable that Sean was going to lose. Even the triple threat match, obviously Undertaker's the favorite, but there's a little bit of question and doubt there. I wanted to pay off the Jeri Show Edge storyline, because obviously Jeri Show's the one, Big Show replaced Edge, so he was a big factor. And also, I think Edge and Christian teaming up is a nice moment. Yeah, shorten Bret versus Vince. Give Rey Mysterio and CM Punk a little bit more time. Give the Hart Dynasty a nice moment here with Legacy. Solid mid-card matches. Have Sheamus and Regal, with their history. And yeah, Morrison and Drew, two solid young stars here. And obviously, the IC title hasn't been defended in a while now. So at WrestleMania, I think the last time was WrestleMania 18. So yeah, Money in the Bank will still be good, and have a good women's match here. I think it'll be better than the 10 Diva tag match. So yeah, guys, that is my card. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll run down the card for you right now. So we got the Women's Championship, Michelle McCool defending against Beth Phoenix, Mickie James, and Layla. We got the Money in the Bank ladder match, MVP, Mark Henry, The Miz, Shelton Benjamin, Evan Bourne, Matt Hardy, R-Truth, Kane, Dolph Ziggler, and Jack Swagger. We got the United States Championship, William Regal defending against Sheamus. Intercontinental Championship, John Morrison defending against Drew McIntyre. For the World Tag Team Championship, Legacy defending against the Hart Dynasty. Rey Mysterio versus CM Punk. If Rey Mysterio loses, he must join the Straight Edge Society. Non-sanctioned match, Bret Hart versus Vince McMahon, Stone Cold Steve Austin, special guest referee. The WWE Tag Team Championship, Jeri Show defending against Edge and Christian. John Cena versus Batista. WWE Championship, Randy Orton defending against Kofi Kingston. And in the main event for the World Heavyweight Championship, Triple H defending against The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. If Shawn Michaels loses, he must retire. It's title versus streak versus career. So yeah, guys, that is my card. Let me know what you guys think. Appreciate the support. Catch me on the next one. Peace.